I think about 2008 when I walked on this property for the first time and shot the first video that allowed us to sit in the building that you're in before we even knew it existed. And on that day I picked up a rock and God said, that rock is going to be a witness that what I started, I can finish. Have you ever wondered, how does amazing happen at Genesis Metro on a Sunday morning? It's happening right now. Josh, what do you have going on?
Get the Rock project is started.
I'm importing hours of footage.
I'm booking flights to Mexico.
Footage, Mexico, Get the Rock. What you're getting ready to see is what happens next. My rock, our family rock, is in Mexico, and it's been sitting there for 7 years. And I promised the pastor, matter of fact, you could say it was prophesied, that I would leave the rock there as a blessing, but I would return when we built on this piece of property.
The fact that you had the vision to stop and pick up a rock, that would be part of our story.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, well, God actually said to me on that day that this rock is going to be a witness of the entire story. This rock heard it was said that someday on this very piece of ground, Genesis Metro would build his church. And now we're going to get it. Back.
Having a hard time getting down there, Porn?
Yeah, the back is not working.
Not as young as you used to be?
You know, I think there is some spiritual irony in this, though. I have to lean on her. I think for 17 years, we've had to lean on each other. There's no way either of us could have done this on our own. And so, I think God works in mysterious ways that my back's been up for like 10 days.
Right in the middle of this.
Right in the middle of this.
The culmination.
As you guys can see, we're not with you today. We're out here talking about these rocks, and every one of these rocks represent a story. Can you tell them what it means to be out here on this piece of property?
Being out here is a fulfillment of what I believe God called us at Texas 2 and 4. It symbolizes his faithfulness, even in, what I felt like the most remote corners of Iowa, to be grabbed by him and to be able to have the opportunity to be used by him to go from, I think, extremely ordinary to something that's so extraordinary.
If you want to know how to make it 22 years in marriage, we've reluctantly never shared this secret, but today this is behind the scenes only for Genesis Metro. You're not going to find this in a book, but it's the secret handhold. You have to take your first finger from the man and you put it between the third finger and the pinky finger on the woman's hand, and this is what seals true love. So if you've been wondering where the spark has gone, secret handhold brings it all back.
And how did it start? Just randomly when we were dating, we held hands like that and decided we were going to hold hands like that every time.
Well, this is another truth that is just coming out off the presses. I was taught the same thing by a Jedi Master, and clearly it worked.
Another thing that the word endurance brings to mind is the personal sacrifice along the way. You know, there have been people here and then they're gone. And for me, that's hard because I'm a people person and I love relationship and I love community. So when God calls you to pastor and minister to community, no matter what, it really does mean no matter what. So a test of endurance is that you keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep walking out your calling. And for endurance, the last thing I would say is it's a testimony of your walk with God, because there are low moments, and everyone in here can relate to that. There are times, there are days, there are hours when you would really rather not. And that's when he shines through the most.
When we came and picked up our rock, our family's rock, I got to talk to my kids about someday driving down this road and telling their kids about what they got to build. And how we all get to be a part of all the things that this church is doing and all the lives that are being changed. What a blessing to be used by God in this way.
Can't believe we're here. Time to get the rock. When he makes a promise, he's able to bring it to pass. We've been waiting, church. It's time. It's time to build. What an amazing example of the stories that God has written at Genesis Metro and is writing at Genesis Metro. Today, as a matter of fact, I've asked one of my friends to share his 107 story with you. I know that you're going to enjoy it. I know that you're going to be impacted by it. I've lived life at every level with this, my friend. I want you to welcome to the stage, like only Genesis Metro can, Coach John Fish.